Welcome. It's that time of year again. We're getting ready to go back to school, and it's our pleasure to have as our guest today Dr. Liggins, who is our famous and wonderful superintendent of Fayette County Public Schools. Dr. Liggins, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Judi,
I know it's a
for
really
having me.
hectic time, and great to speak with you as always. I know you want to talk a little bit about a special program that's coming up that's really gotten to be something real special over the years, and that's the State of the Schools. Tell us a little bit about that coming up.
Well, State of Schools is really an opportunity for us to talk about where we are, what we've done throughout the past year, what our students have accomplished, and just the amazing things happening here in Fayette County Public Schools. And so we have that coming up in September, and the entire community is invited. It is something that we partner with our Education Foundation to put on, and they are the host. But we have our students come and perform. We have our JROTC do a variety of things.
Mm-hmm.
And so just it's a whole big production really to celebrate Fayette County Public Schools, what our community is doing for our schools, and how our kids are achieving. So looking forward to it. And so really want to make sure that everyone knows about that. They can go to the Fayette Education Foundation webpage and find out a whole lot more information about it.
And it's going to be on September 12th,
Yes.
which is just, it's a breakfast, starts about 7:30.
Yes, and it's
so
a breakfast.
check it out. You don't want to miss it. It's fantastic. And Dr. Liggins is going to give the keynote, which I know is going to be
And I understand tickets are on sale now.
Yes,
so,
yes, you can get your tickets now. So as we're taping this, go get your tickets. You don't want to miss it. It's a fantastic event. Plus, it gives you a chance to really learn about the Fayette County schools and not just highlight last year, but what we're looking forward to doing. So you kind of
Absolutely.
do it. You know, it's hard to believe as we sit here, we're 5 years past the pandemic. And yet we still have effects from the pandemic, which we're going to probably have for a long time anyway, in some way or another. And when you think about how public education really suffered in a sense from the pandemic, we really didn't know what we were in for. We don't want to go back because that's done. And you've been working hard in the school district since then to really help those kids, particularly the ones that were in school. And I think it's important for our friends to know that I know there's some things that come out once in a while about the public schools, but there's a good side to it. What we were able to do under the leadership of Dr. Liggins and the teachers and the wonderful staff and even support staff we have here, you've really made a dent in math and reading. Why are we performing so good from the national average? Because you've really done a great job with that.
Well, I will tell you, and thank you, Judi. It's a variety of reasons. I've worked throughout my career in several school districts, and I will tell you, I've never been in a place like Lexington where the community really embraces its public schools. Mm-hmm. This is a place where our families, our business owners and business partners, and just community nonprofit partners are all willing to really pitch in and do what's necessary in order to partner with us and to make sure that our kids are getting the absolute best. And so I first attribute it to the fact that this community cares about its public school system. And in any community where you have that, you're going to see a difference in the way students perform. But we're also very fortunate to be able to recruit and hire some of the best and brightest in all of the roles that we have, from our classroom to our bus drivers to our leaders and principals to those that are cooking meals for our students. And so we all play a part in ensuring that we have a school system that is really thriving and doing well. But at the end of the day, I think we have systems that are in place. We knew what the issue was at the end of the pandemic. We looked at the data. We knew what our students needed, and we put systems in place to ensure that they were getting the best possible outcome. And that happened all the way from the boardroom to the classroom. And ultimately, our teachers rolled up their sleeves, and our students were willing to roll up theirs as well and do what's necessary. Now, mind you, we still have a lot of work to do. We're still, again, as you mentioned, there's going to be things that we're going to experience, I believe, for a generation that will be linked directly to the pandemic. But we're certainly doing all that we can in order to make sure that our kids have an advantage over their peers to be able to excel in a global society and do great things. And so I think it's a variety of things. If I could just pinpoint one and put it in a bottle, I'd probably be a rich man. But it's really, this community makes a huge difference in that success.
That's a good point. But you know, there's something else that the school system has done that I think sometimes you don't get enough credit for the school system, and that is you are good at assessing when you've been working on this. If something's not going right, you guys get together and you listen to each other. Listening is so important.
Yeah.
And you listen to each other and say, okay, we may have to change this a little bit.
Yeah, that's part of our continuous improvement model.
Mm-hmm.
It's a plan, do, study, act cycle. And if you're doing something and you're realizing that it's not working, I'm certainly not the type of leader that just say, we're going to stick to this because we put a stake in the ground and this is where we're going. If it's not working for kids, if it's not making a difference, we have to figure out how to pivot and make sure that we're going towards that goal. And so I'm very comfortable with that. We don't always get it right. And we need to recognize that when we don't and turn and make sure we're going towards the goals and what we're trying to achieve. And so, because at the end of the day, these kids don't get this time back.
No.
And so we want to make sure that we're taking every moment that we can, doing what's best for them and their progress.
Well, there's something else that's rather new on the horizon. Well, it's coming along rather quickly as we speak. Tomorrow it may be totally different again. But it's AI and technology, because this is really something I'm still trying to really understand it. But I've learned I'm not alone. But tell us a little bit about the Hill and what AI is going to mean to Fayette County in this coming year.
Oh man, artificial intelligence is the word of the day, or the words of the day. I'll as I speak to peers across the nation, across the Commonwealth, as I go to learn about what's new in education, AI is really dominated and is really something that's going to change education as we know it. It's going to change our world as we know it, but certainly education. And so what we've decided to do, and we have the Hill, which is exciting and a brand new career and technical education center that's offering the latest and greatest opportunities for our students to learn real world, hands-on, job embedded skills that will help them in their career or their further education, whatever. But one of the decisions we made early on is to not concentrate AI in one field and to isolate it, if you will. So one of the things that you will see, whether we have kids in an engineering pathway or in a pathway for medical sciences, or if they're looking at being a mechanic, and we've implemented AI into all of those systems and all of those pathways to ensure that every child, regardless of what path they're taking, that's going to be something that they're learning. And that goes for our core classrooms as well. Right. Math, English, science, social studies, all of those will also have some component of AI. And it's just our teachers are learning. It's moving as quickly as our teachers can learn. And so we're actually start our school year with professional learning, and much of it will be embedded in some of the things that are coming from AI and how they can incorporate those into their lessons.
You also mentioned that we do a great job here with technical schools too. Because there are some paths that aren't going to go through college, they're going to go another way, but they're just as important. We need them, and you're implying that there. That's going to be another great field, and you've been on top of that. And I don't know if some of our friends in the area think that's great technology here.
Oh, absolutely. I want every child to graduate with options. And so if they choose to go into the workforce, I want them to be absolutely ready and prepared to be competitive when they apply for a job, and to have the skills and the certification and whatever they need in order to be successful. If they're going to choose to go to college, likewise, I want them to be just as competitive in getting into colleges and to making sure that they're pursuing their dreams. And whether that's entrepreneurship or even enlisting into the military. We want our kids to stand out among others. The greatest compliment I ever receive is when someone says, I knew that was a Fayette County kid because of the way they presented themselves, the knowledge that they had, and how prepared they were. That's a testament to the work that we're doing.
That makes it all worthwhile, right?
Absolutely.
There. And the nice thing too, this is a growing school district, because for those of us that have been around a little bit, we know how the numbers keep growing up every year. And tell us a little bit about the new Mary Britton School, which is named for the first African-American female doctor.
Yes, in fact, that's a misconception. She was the first
really?
female doctor, period.
Oh, wow.
She just happened to have been Black. But yeah, I'm excited about that opportunity. It's our 13th middle school in the district, and it's our largest middle school thus far. It's out in the Hamburg area, in Polo
which is
Club.
such a growing area right now.
And it's really, because not only was she a doctor, she was also an educator. And so there's two things in the school that is really focusing on really paying homage to what she's been able to do. So there's medical sciences there. We're partnering with Baptist Health, which is right across the street from the school itself. But there's also several opportunities for kids in high school or middle school to get high school credit, which opens up their high school schedule to do more college credit. And so that's a nod at her experience as an educator great. As well. So really have a great team over there, great leadership, and we're really thrilled to see what's going to happen there and how it's going to help lead our district to new heights.
Oh, that's terrific. That's terrific. While we're here today, I also wanted to ask you about another exciting phase. And there's so many we could cover, and through the year we'll get some more of them as well. But talk a little bit about the academies at Frederick Douglass and Tates Creek and Bryan Station High School. 3 of our great high schools there.
Yes.
And because there's a lot of excitement about this with the partnership, and I've read a lot about it. Very fascinating. Tell us a little bit about
the Academies is a model. It's called Academies of Lexington. 3 of our of our 6 high schools have it. And it's really an opportunity to take these large high schools and turn them into mini schools within schools. And so kids get to choose according to what it is that they're interested in doing as a career, in college possibly, and they get to explore a variety of different career paths that they would like to go in. The unique thing about this is obviously you have kids starting as early as 14 years old in 9th grade that really have no idea what they want to do. When I was in college, I know friends that changed their majors 10 times. And so, but for our freshmen, they get an opportunity to really explore a variety of different pathways, careers, interests, subjects, content areas, and they get to decide which one they think they'll be most successful in, which one they like. A lot of times people think they like something, and when they experience it, it's like, not so much. And so by the end of 9th grade, they get to decide whether they want to go into engineering pathway, whether they want to go into a more of a health services pathway, whether they want to do something maybe with service in general. And so it's really a great opportunity for them to be broken into smaller learning communities. And once they've decided where they want to go, they have their own principal, their own counselor, and their own kind of group of kids who work together. About, instead of having 2,000 kids in a school, it becomes about 300 to 400 kids, and they all share classes, and they're all in this little cohort together, which really helps with ensuring that everyone has a place to belong as well.
That's a terrific program as well.
Yeah, it really is. We're excited about it, and we're a leader in that space.
Well, it's offering opportunities.
Oh, of course.
The word opportunities keeps coming in mind to me of different things, and really keeping education interesting for our students.
I was on the radio yesterday, and a gentleman called in to ask about the opportunities that we offer and why it costs more for Fayette County Public Schools per pupil than typical districts. And I explained that we offer so much more than your typical school district does. And the return on investment is certainly paying off. Our students are excelling and doing much better than the state average in so many areas.
We're going to be back in just a minute. We're going to take a short break, and we've got some more interesting things coming up, so stay tuned.
In Fayette County Public Schools, it is our promise that all students will become a lifelong learner, civically engaged and culturally responsive, future and life-ready, and reflective and resilient. To learn more about our promise for a portrait of a graduate, visit FCPS.net.
Welcome back. We thank you again for being with us. So glad to have you. I know there's a couple of things that's different this year in the Fayette County Schools, kind of new. Tell us about the bus routes, because that's very important. We don't want to.
Yes, well, we have new bus routes that we're going to do this year. We've asked all of our families to sign up to make sure that if they're going to use the bus at any time throughout the year, to go ahead and sign up so that we can make sure that we are having our routes scheduled and they are very efficient for us to pick up our students. Also, we're starting this new program to where we'll be able to, our bus drivers have a routing system that they can adjust as necessary. So if a new kid is coming in, it automatically adjusts instead of us having to do it hand in paper. So really excited about that and giving our drivers state-of-the-art technology. Just like when in our own personal vehicles, most of us now have a navigational GPS system. So very similar to buses, but you can punch in where kids are going to be and get the most efficient routes.
That's terrific.
Yeah,
that is
so
really keeping it
excited about implementing that, and that will continue to progress and provide parents more information as well about where the bus may be in future, as also part of our plan as well.
Also, there's a new cell phone policy, I believe.
Yes, statewide policy. This is not Fayette County in specific, but the way we're implementing the new law is no students are allowed to have cell phones during the instructional time. And so each of our classrooms will have a space in the classrooms when students enter to place their cell phones up and to leave them there during the instructional time. And with a change class in secondary schools, they can pick those cell phones up, take them with them to the next class and place them in the same area. This is something I think is going to be very good for, I mean, we've seen the studies that how just distracting cell phones could be. So this is going to be something where we're hoping it will give our students an opportunity to concentrate a little bit more on their studies and on exactly what's happening throughout the instruction during the day. But also, we thought it was very important for them, should there be some sort of emergency, for their cell phones to be in the classroom where they have access to them. We thought long and hard about how we wanted to best implement this. Some districts decided to do away with cell phones altogether and can't bring them into the building. We ultimately, after speaking with many of our families, decided that they can bring them just during instructional time. They will not have access to them unless there is some sort of emergency that would require them to have them.
Well, see, I think you've given a good example of good communication with our parents again, because you got some advice. You got some people to give you some advice on what they think about it. I think you're absolutely right because they're used to them.
Yeah,
and that's kind of tough. So I think you've come up with a good compromise for everybody. I really think that's a good idea. Well, I've got to ask you about House Bill 181. As somebody who has read the thing 3 times, sir, I've got to tell you, I'm a little confused by it. What about House Bill 181? Where are we with that?
House Bill 181, that's the bill.
I don't want to put you on the spot. But,
That's quite okay. That's the bill where educators cannot speak or communicate directly with students without it being a traceable communication. So, for example, I can't, as an educator, text a student because my text messages are not traceable by the school system. So what we've invested in is Parent Square, which is very similar to email, where in our emails, if I email anyone in the district, whether it be you or a parent or a student, that's traceable. They can get it off of our server. So we've gotten Parent Square, which is a traceable communication, and it's very similar to text messaging. It's an app you put on your phone, and that's how most of our educators will be able to communicate with their students should there be a need to do so. There's a variety of other platforms that we're using for instructional purposes, and all of those are being vetted to see if they actually meet the criteria of the law. But it is very, very confusing, I will tell you. And so we are every day learning more and more about it, trying to really peel that onion back to see exactly what it is that we'll do. And one of the things I just asked our families and our students, that they just be patient with us. Right. This is something, a new learning curve for us, and it's going to be something that it's going to take some time to make sure we get right. And I fully anticipate, hopefully, when the legislature meets again in January of 2026, that there'll be some clarification done and some fine tuning based off of how you experience it once it's implemented once kids are back in place.
And for those that aren't familiar with Parent Square, it's a rather new way of another tool for communication.
Absolutely.
It's just become took place this summer. I think this is when it's really
Okay,
started.
yeah.
So that's another tool as well that helps them with the communication.
And it takes away, we had like Class Dojo and a variety of different ones. We could, for example, a parent could have kids in the same school in 2 different grade levels, and one teacher used one communication tool, another used another communication tool. This one will streamline that a bit more. All families, regardless of where you go to school in Fayette County, Parent Square will be your main communication tool to talk to the teacher and back and forth. And it also helps with the different languages. Because as you know, we have over 100 languages in our district. And so a teacher can text in English, and the student, whatever the student's preferred language is at home, the parents can set that and they get that message in their language.
Another way to broaden the way to reach the best for the student. So
Yes, absolutely.
and
Starting with
their
students in
parents
mind,
and their
yeah.
families and so forth. I know this question is always asked, but it's important, and it's never going to change because it's a key to public schools or any schools. But what is some advice that you might have for parents and students for this coming school year?
You know, I think back to my days when my kid was in school, and every year, it's amazing. The kids mature so quickly. Every year brings new adventures, new challenges, and new experiences overall. And so one of the things I would say to our families is enjoy the moments and the small things, because the small things, as you've heard, the expression goes, become the big things. And so sit back and enjoy it. I think each year brings such unique experiences for our students, whether they're their first time in secondary and changing classes, whether it's their first time playing a sport or learning an instrument. Take those moments in, enjoy them. It'll be over before you know it. And this is truly a journey. And I will tell you, to see one of my favorite days of school is the first day of school, because from the first day of school to the last day of school, you see the same kids that have matured immensely and grown so much in so many ways. So whatever way that is for your child or for your family member, make sure that you enjoy it and take it in and appreciate it.
Yeah. And they're so fascinating because they're really growing, and you want to keep that enthusiasm for school.
Absolutely.
It's important to let them know, hey, there's great things about school. Reminds me of the story of the little boy he's getting ready for bed one night, and he's sitting on the edge of his bed, and his father comes in and he says, "Son, tell me about your day at school today." And he says, "Sure, Dad, what do you want to know?" Just it was a little I never forgot, because I think it's so good. "Sure, Dad, what do you want to know?" So it's but they're learning, and everything is so important, and just to find something good that they do every day at school.
Absolutely.
You know, even if when it's bad day, find something
good
that you can say, hey, you know, I'm proud of you for this, because it means so much to children, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Really
and that's the great thing about Fayette County Public Schools. There's so many opportunities for
yeah.
kids to get involved, not only in their core academics, but in a variety of other ways. So our kids are very well-rounded and are offered opportunities that I still find fascinating. So. Yeah.
And I don't want to embarrass you, but didn't you recently win an award for something in the state of Kentucky? Am I correct about that?
Yes,
can we close and share that just with our friends?
Sure. I will tell you, I had the honor and the privilege of being named the Kentucky Superintendent of the Year through the Kentucky Association of School Administrators. And I will tell you, that's a testament. That's not an award for Demetrus Liggins. That's an award for the amazing work that's happening in our schools every single day, through our leaders. And so it's an award I share with this community, because it's really an honor to talk about what's happening in Fayette County Public Schools, and to have that recognized on a statewide level is pretty phenomenal.
Well, congratulations to you in the Fayette County Schools, but
Thank
it's
you very
also,
much.
you know, it depends on who's leading the whole trip. So there
Thank
you
you.
are.
I
So
appreciate that.
congratulations.
Thank
We're
you.
glad to have you.
Thank you.
And we'll be back again. You'll be seeing us in the future with some great shows coming up this year. So stay tuned, because you're going to learn more, and we'll have Dr. Liggins on again soon. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day and a great school year.